DoorDash drivers, listen up and beware. There is a new scam going on, and it's very convincing. It preys on DoorDash's systems and features and banks on you thinking it's real. It could cost you your money and your DoorDash account. This is one video every driver needs to hear. Okay, so what is this scam? Well, this happened to one of our fellow Dashers, and he does not want it to happen to anybody, which is why I am sharing it with you. Now, this scam is honestly a play on one that's been going on for years, but there's a new twist to it that honestly every Dasher should think, wow, that really does look real. So let's get into it. So the original scam that I'm talking about, it's simple. Someone orders a sauce packet, a small order of something, a banana, something so small that when you get in your car and you start your delivery, in this case, before anybody asks, this gentleman got a call on his phone and it actually said DoorDash support. So he thought that the customer or support was actually calling him, and that's why he answered the phone. So then the part of the scam is they tell you that the person who ordered it has fraudulent activity or used a fraudulent credit card, something along those lines, and they ask you to cancel the order. In this case, they gave him very specific instructions on hitting the question mark and then going for him to cancel the order himself. Usually at this point on the phone, DoorDash support supposedly will ask you for a lot of personal information, and this information is designed to make sure that they get into your DoorDash account. A lot of times they'll tell you that they're sending you a code to give them a code so they can verify you are who you are. Honestly, for new Dashers, I worry about them the most because a lot of people don't know that support will never ask you for any personal information. Another red flag is support will never ask you to cancel an order on your own. They will cancel the order on their end, and that way you can proceed and it doesn't hit your cancellation rate. In this case, they asked the driver to cancel it. The Dasher said that he should have seen all the red flags coming. He said that the person spoke like they were from the United States. That was a red flag. He said that the other red flag was hitting the question mark to cancel, but this is what they're banking on drivers to do. He was driving. He didn't want to be distracted as he was on the road getting to this customer's location. Needless to say, here is the new part of the scam. And I'm going to put it up on the screen because, man, they got smart. That's the only thing I can say. So this is the part you really need to pay attention to. So this gentleman gets a text message now from support, and it actually says, this is the verbiage: all drivers must complete verification to prove they're Dasher associated. And then it says, please click on the link that is provided to verify your account. And then the link itself actually has DoorDash and help in it. So it's very convincing that you think it's DoorDash support. And then other verbiage that's followed, it said encrypted information. No information will be shared. If you have any questions, please contact us at DoorDash Customer Care Services. Well, first of all, DoorDash support doesn't come across as customer care services anyway. But this is the kicker, is it actually says that they're going to give this Dasher a virtual card bonus. Sounds so amazing, right? You're going to get extra money put into your account, and then you go and fill out the information. Now, before support was on the phone with you and almost threatened the dasher that if they didn't give them money, you'd be deactivated. And it came across as genuine because the dasher doesn't want to get deactivated, so I have to give you your information. Guys, don't ever give anybody your information. But in this case, you just click on a link and guess what? You fill it out. You just gave a scammer all of your access to your DoorDash account, to your banking information, and you can be completely wiped from DoorDash altogether. And that is the new scam. In my opinion, this is so scary. So why is this so convincing and has scammed so many dashers? It honestly, it preys on the dasher if you really think about it. First of all, they're contacting the dasher as they're driving, and they're trying to talk and drive and pay attention at the same time, and they're really not thinking through who's on the phone and what information they're giving them. Another thing is they're using DoorDash's systems against dashers. Obviously, the biggest thing in the past year or so is driver verifications. If support is texting you and saying, hey, you need to verify who you say you are, that's so big to make sure that you're on the DoorDash app properly. You're going to be like, yeah, I need to verify who I am because I don't want to be silently paused. I don't want to be deactivated. They are using DoorDash's systems and what we do as a dasher to get you to fall for it. And guys, please don't fall for this. That's why this is so important. Every dasher needs to hear this information, because if someone asks you to verify your identity on the DoorDash app, like, that's a real thing that the app does. It never asks you to do it through a text message. That's the difference. If DoorDash asks you to verify yourself, it's always done in an app, never through a text message. The minute you click on a link, that's when the scam truly begins, and they can get all of your information. It's called phishing. Please, I'm telling you, this is so super important that everybody knows this and you don't get scammed yourself. Did you know about this newest scam? Because I certainly didn't until I read all about it and someone sent it to me. It's scary, I'll be honest, when I was reading it. But what do you do if this does happen to you and you get a phone call very identical to this one? First of all, hang up immediately and call support yourself and see whether it was them who were calling you. 99% of the time, they're going to say, no, he never called you. It was a scam. Next thing is if you feel like you are a victim of a scam, first of all, change your DoorDash password immediately so that way no one can get into your account. On top of that, wipe your banking account information from DoorDash so they can't get your money and they can't get into your accounts. That is another big thing to do. Always protect yourself. Always look for the red flags if support ever calls you. Do they call you every once in a blue moon? I can probably count on both hands for the years I've been doing DoorDash how many times they've actually called me. Always be skeptical if they do. They will never ask you for any personal information, and if they will cancel an order for you, it's done on their end. It will never be done on your end. Never give out any personal information or click on any links that are sent to you. These are really important steps that go such a long way that if you do find yourself and red flags are going off, there's a reason, and trust your gut when it comes to these things. Because if you don't, you might not be on DoorDash tomorrow. What do you think about this? Has this actually happened to you, this new form, this whole text messaging thing? Have you seen it, and have you been a part of it or know somebody who has? It's a scary world out there, especially if you are not an experienced dasher. Always work with your eyes open, your ears open, and protect yourself at all times. That's the only thing I can really say. When in doubt, always trust your gut instincts. I did a video a couple months ago on 3 major scams DoorDash drivers face a lot of the times. You're going to want to check this one out next. I'll see you over there.